everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be looking again at the Jeremy Kyle suicide scandal. There's been some news come out, there's been some new stuff kind of talked about online on the news website, so I figured we'd go through it and see what happened. First of all, it turns out more guests have killed themselves than it turned out or people realised at the beginning. There was at least one other woman who killed herself after being a guest on the show. It says here, took her life 6 days after her appearance. Erica Paulson, 36, killed herself after her husband followed Kyle's advice and ended their 18-year marriage. So this is new. I didn't know about this when I first looked into the suicide scandal. And also it turns out, the husband, first of all, is talking about how the daughter of the couple, him and his wife who died, her life is trash, she's in counselling. It says here, as far as I'm concerned, he destroyed mine and my daughter's life, he told the Sun. He's very aggressive to people he doesn't know. He shouldn't be like that. He's very full on and in your face. But at the time, her father Eric Massey said, I don't blame the show, it was all happening before she went on it. So I get this. He's saying that the problems were already there, but the situation was not helped by Jeremy Kyle and his attitude, I guess. In saying, end your 18-year marriage. And it's not my place to say whether that's right or wrong. I'm not in that situation, it's not my choice to make, but I'm just saying that this is another death that has been blamed on Jeremy Kyle, or at least the show, maybe not so much him personally. And then it turns out that there was actually someone else. So there was another man called Paul McCarthy, who was a former boxer. He killed himself 3 months after appearing on the TV show in 2014. So Stephen Diamond was found dead, and I think they axed the show, was it 4 days after? After he was found, I think. He was found 6 days after the recording, I believe. After he failed a lie detector test. And this is Steve Diamond who has caused this entire scandal. I'm not saying he caused it, I'm saying that he is the reason this scandal's come about. This man appeared on the show with his wife. He was trying to prove he hadn't cheated to her. He took the lie detector test. He was shown that he lied. According to the audience members, he got on the floor and was pleading with his wife that he had not cheated and that the test was wrong. The wife left him, the guy goes home, and 6 days later he's dead. Found by his landlord, who had talked to him and said that he was very distressed after the show. He was telling everyone, I promise, I didn't cheat. This man was torn up, and whether he cheated or not is irrelevant in my view. Like, the poor guy died because of this. He died because of a TV show that's reality TV that people watch to just be like, I'll show you. There's a link here. That calls it basically bear baiting. Okay, here we go. Treatment of Jeremy Kyle show guests likened to Roman Colosseum. This is on theguardian.com. And this is kind of what I was thinking. It's like they put people in a cage, which is a stage, and then they just poke them with sharp sticks and say, right, it's you or the other person, you've got to decide. And these people can either tell the truth or lie, and that's kind of irrelevant in a way, because these are real people's lives, and these are people's lives that have been messed up by a man who knows nothing about their situation other than the bare bones, and usually not even that. He just gets a brief profile, usually, from what I can gather. He reads, the production notes, what the staff have said about them, and then tries to upset them, basically, is what I can gather. I've heard that when couples have split up, they make them sleep in the same hotel room, for example, or if they're accusing each other of cheating or whatever, if they're on the verge of breaking up or they are broken up, they make them sleep in the same hotel room. I don't know about the same bed, that would be harsh, but it wouldn't surprise me. But it's things like this. It's not a show about helping people at the core. It's a show about embarrassing people and ripping to pieces on national TV, and then being shocked when they retort or they reply with something and they're not happy. How many people have pleaded their innocence, and even if the lie detector tests are 99% accurate, that is 1 out of every 100 people. So how many shows is that? Let's say 10 shows, if not more, where one person is being shown to be innocent or a liar when they're not that thing. And that sounds like, 1 in 100, that's nothing, but it's not 1 in 100. They're not even proven to be 90% accurate, these tests, these lie detector tests. They're not 99% accurate, so it's more than 1 in 100 people. That's more than 1 in every 10 shows where someone is deemed a liar or innocent wrongly. It's ruining people's lives, and I am so glad that this show is over. When I was younger, I used to love it. I found it funny, it was entertaining. You know, you could look at these people and be like, oh, poor saps, at least my life isn't like that. But really, that is a coliseum. That is looking down from the stands and being like, oh, I'm glad I'm not the gladiator down there. And then cheering as the gladiator gets killed by a lion or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, why are people surprised that people are upset after being on this show and they're doing things like suicide when this show has so little regard for these people? And their actual lives, the outcome of their lives, the happiness in their lives, their well-being. And they say they do. They say they have care packages and things like this, but it's bullshit, really. But let's just keep going, because there's some more news that came out. So it's not just the fact that there were 2 more, at least, people that died, that you could almost blame on the show, if not, you can blame on the show. So yeah, like, it's talking here about the second guy whose wife killed herself. The audience had yelled approval as Kyle urged him to leave his wife. He told me to leave Erica, so I shook his hand and promised to leave the family home, which I did, he said. At the end of the day, he ruined my wife's life. She killed herself. And this bit, to me, is important. He told me to leave Erica, so I shook his hand and promised to leave the family home, which I did. He believed that Jeremy Kyle was someone that he should look up to and take the advice of. He believed that this man had the answers for his life and his marriage and had the answers to what this guy needed to do to fix his life. And instead his wife kills herself. His daughter's now got mental health issues. He's a mess. How was that helping anyone? How is the show helping anyone? I get that they put people in rehab and they, get people counselling, and that is great. But I do not believe that their intentions are just to help people. It's bullshit. It's to bait people. It's to make people look bad on TV for sensationalism, for ratings, for views, and that to me is disgusting. Like, human life and human well-being should come above any amount of money. And people that can put a value in their mind on a human being's happiness are just fucked up in the head. It's not right. But let's just keep going, because there's even more. So basically, there's a inquiry going on by MPs in the House of Commons. They requested that Jeremy Kyle would speak and give some evidence on the Steve Diamond situation, and he actually ended up denying it. So here it is talking about the inquiry. Let's see. So it's talking about how the treatment of daily reality show contestants will be scrutinised by Parliament after the deaths of former guests on the Jeremy Kyle Show and Love Island, a decision that could have major implications for the broadcaster. So this is ITV, which is an English broadcasting channel, or a UK British channel. So the Jeremy Kyle Show we've just been talking about. Love Island is, I believe, like a competition where there's like fit women, fit blokes, they pair off, and whoever's like the winning couple at the end wins 50 grand or some shit. I don't even know. I only learned that from reading this, so I really haven't got a clue. But there was also a forced suicide attributed to Love Island. There was 2 that was contestants on the show, and then there was actually another 2 brothers. They were brothers with each other, and they killed themselves, and they were linked to the 2 people that had killed themselves originally from the show. So it's not just that ITV has fucked up on the Jeremy Kyle Show, they've messed up on Love Island too. And their duty of care has obviously had a massive hole in it, because they're just not doing it. People should not be dying after going on the TV show that is meant to help them. That is wrong. But yeah, basically here it's saying that Damien Collins MP said the Digital Culture, Media and Sports Select Committee, which he chairs, would launch a formal inquiry into the British reality TV programme industry. ITV executives were expected to be called to Parliament to give evidence in public hearings on the aftercare and mental health support offered to participants. So this is what I'm talking about Jeremy Kyle being asked to come in as well. And he actually refused. Here we go. Jeremy Kyle refuses to appear before MP's reality TV inquiry. Why is he refusing? Like, if you've got nothing to hide and you know that you've done nothing wrong and your sole intention was to help, you would be there. You would be giving evidence because you want to help the situation be rectified. So the fact that he's hiding from this just shows what a fucking pussy he is. And I'm sorry to use that word. I don't like that word. But I think it's true. He's a wimp. And he won't take responsibility for what he's done. I think I said this in my last video. You know, he's cheated, he's a gambling addict, he's done drugs. And yet when people come on the show with the same situations, he calls them scum and sluts and slags and all kinds of awful names. and just picks them apart for the very same behaviours that he has. That is not right. He's no better than anyone, and the fact that people look up to him scares me, because he is not someone who should be looked up to. Jeremy Kyle is not someone at the top of society. He is anywhere near the bottom, and he's even lower in my mind than the people that come on this show, which may be a controversial opinion, but I don't really care. But yeah, here we go. Jeremy Kyle has refused to give evidence into a parliamentary inquiry into reality TV. The presenter had been due to speak to MPs next week following the cancellation of his daytime talk show by ITV last month over the death of a recent guest, Steve Diamond. The chair of the Digital, Culture, Media and Sport Committee, Damien Collins, said, Jeremy Kyle shows an important programme as part of our inquiry into reality TV. We believe that Jeremy Kyle himself is an important witness. And I would agree. He's the one that talked to these people. He's the one that had all the production notes gathered. And I find it sad that these people have slipped through the net, I guess. And yeah, sure, you could say it's inevitable that no TV show could be perfect, or no, it can't be perfect. You are going to have people damaged by it. But it's the majority of people that seem to come out of this show negatively. Not saying they kill themselves, but how many people have not been healed? How many people have not had their lives fixed, and instead have had it torn apart by incorrect lie detector results? They've had their lives shown on national TV. They've had themselves slagged off on national TV. They've had Jeremy Kyle rip into them. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, they basically said, we believe that Jeremy Kyle himself is an important witness. We sent an invitation through his representatives, and we have now heard that he has declined to appear. Why? That's my question. Why? Why is he hiding? I know, because he's a wimp, but why? He knows he's fucked up big. That's it. His show got axed, and now he's nursing his sore paw or some shit. But I like this. They're not just letting him get away with it. We'll be pursuing this matter with his representatives to fully understand the reasons why he has declined, and we will make a further statement in due course. So I'm going to be looking out for that. I'm kind of curious. It did say that senior staff involved in the show will give evidence on the committee on the 25th of June. MPs will also grill the channel's director of aftercare, Graham Stanier, who is responsible for ensuring the welfare of the show's participants. So I'm guessing this is the Graham that's on the show, who you see as the counsellor guy who talks to people when they're upset. I didn't realise he was actually the channel's director of aftercare, so that doesn't really surprise me considering how much they plug the guy. But he's obviously missed something. So it's saying here, we talked about this, Steve Diamond, 63, is believed to have killed himself about a week after appearing on the programme, in which he failed a lie detector test while attempting to convince his fiancée he had not been unfaithful. The construction worker was found dead by his landlady after splitting from Jane Callahan. Since the show was taken off air, Kyle has not appeared publicly, only issuing a brief statement to say he and his team were utterly devastated by recent events. Yeah, your show got taken off the air, of course you are. You're not bothered by this, really. Maybe I'm being harsh. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. So basically it's saying here that the kind of punishment for being found in contempt of Parliament, which Jeremy Kyle could be, because he's refusing to give evidence, as we say. Here we go. Could be found in contempt of Parliament. It's saying here someone was found in contempt of Parliament for refusing to appear at a committee. His punishment was a formal admonishment from the House of Commons. So it's fuck all, basically. There's nothing. You just get a bit of a telling off, and that's it. Which to me is not right, but I get it. You can't force witnesses to appear. And that's kind of what it's saying on this article. So, yeah, now it's saying, and a bit more news, lie detectors may face a TV ban after Jeremy Kyle and Love Island deaths. So it's all coming out, really. And this talks a bit more about kind of the statistics a little, although it doesn't go too in-depth. It's saying that the lie detectors are used to increase drama and tension on both shows, which is Love Island and Jeremy Kyle. In the context of guidance around harm and offence, we'll be looking at lie detectors and other tools used by production companies as to whether it is fair treatment of particular vulnerable individuals. So this is good, and this is someone that I'm guessing, was asked about the evidence. White told the Digital, Culture, Media and Sport Committee, who are the people that are doing this inquiry. These high-risk prize events or the use of a lie detector or a particular editorial tool may not be appropriate. And this is something I want to stress here. Damien Collins, the chair of the Culture Select Committee, said, There were questions over the validity of lie detector results, yet on reality TV shows they were being presented as bona fide fact. And this is my issue. They don't say. I mean, it comes up on the screen on Jeremy Kyle that the lie detector results are not 100%. They never tell you what the exact percentage is. They just say they are mainly accurate, but they're not 100%. Whenever Jeremy Kyle gets a result on his bit of paper that he has in his envelope, he never says, well, maybe it's wrong. It's always just taken as, this is true. And I think that's something that is a bit of a mess up, really, because it's not 100% true. And this is people's lives being messed up. And this is why people are dying, and it's horrific. To get to the point where you feel you have to kill yourself because you can't go on, like, trust me, that is an awful place to be. I've been there, like, I've tried to kill myself, and to think of anyone going through that makes me just feel ill. Like, especially because they wanted to get help in a situation and it fucked up on them. For the sake of TV, for the sake of views, for the sake of sensationalism, it's disgusting. People's lives should be worth more than that. People's lives should be worth more than a reality TV show. But yeah, okay, so we'll move on. But I do want to give a bit more of a balance here on the show. I don't want to just completely slag this off. Let me just see, I think it was here. So this guy here, let's see, Mark Brown, talks about how Jeremy Kyle was exploitative, but it made working class people visible. This picture's kind of scary. He looks like Christ, and it's like, mate, you are nowhere near. But this is basically talking about how, although the show was baiting, although it was, you know, embarrassing people and humiliating them and putting them down, he was saying that it makes working class people have a forum in a way, and that they can appear on TV, which is a rare thing for working class people compared to how many people in working class watch TV. This is what this guy's saying. And he's saying that we still only believe working class lives are of note if exceptional or shocking. In general, working class people watch a lot of television, but we seldom appear on it, and even more rarely actually make it. The experience of being working class is often of being invisible until someone wants something from you. And I can get that. I get that as a working class background. Like, I get it. I still don't see the good side in it. You're not... I get that you're showing people's real lives, but how real is on a show like that? Like... I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm chatting shit. It's late, I'm tired. So yeah, this guy here is saying he'd love to hear the same kinds of voices, so the working class voices, in a better, kinder, less confrontational programme. But that too would be a constructed version of reality. So I get what he's saying. I mean, it's good that working class people have a forum, but they're not being, it's not a positive forum. It's not building the working class people up, it's bringing them down and making them tear into each other. That isn't helping people, that's not spreading positivity and love, that's just dragging them down with you. But yeah, I don't know. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I got a lot of comments on the last video, I'm interested to hear any view. I'm going to leave a link to someone that did a rap song about Jeremy Kyle, because I thought it was kind of cute. I'll try and leave it in the description, or in a pinned comment. And thank you for listening. I'm sorry I've rambled. This gets to me, this really gets to me, because I just think people's lives have been ruined for nothing. Nothing worth it anyway. Yeah, thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. If you'd leave a like and subscribe, that would mean everything to me. Drop a comment if you want to say hi, or you want to leave your opinion, anything like that. I normally do mental health awareness videos, so sometimes on these kind of topics, but mainly more like dissociation, depression, anxiety. So I'm going to leave a link to my playlist, my mental health playlist down below, and you can check them out. I also do board game videos, I do random videos, so they'll also be below. Thank you very much, stay cool, stay safe, take care guys, bye.